Hallelujah!
Welcome back to ADHD Whiskey. My name is Matt, and welcome to Scene 2, Act 1, the second half of the Minnesota Whiskey Elite Blind Whiskey Tasting Advent Calendar, brought to you by me, Matt, at ADHD Whiskey. Hopefully you all emptied your bladders and wiped your booties, got all the concessions you need for the second half of this Advent calendar, because from here on out it's non-stop. And if you get out of your seat and interrupt this play, there's going to be hell to pay. So while you're here, you might as well hit the subscribe button if you're not already. Hit the thumbs up, because that's what good people do. And let's get Lucky Day 13 underway. It's day 14. Today's day 14. My bad. Day 14! America. By the way, my garage is so cluttered right now. I literally tripped over stuff in the garage yesterday carrying presents into the house, and I almost broke my entire body, and I broke a Glencairn, and it shattered all over the garage. Now my garage is literally even more hazardous than it was. Idiot move. In other news, I'm currently waiting for the Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace guy to come and fix the rock chip in my windshield. My wife has very bad luck with windshields. First the turkey, kablamo, and then a rock, a nice rock. Safelite will be here between 8 and 5 o'clock, which seems like a big window. Today's video is once again brought to us by our great friends over at ZBiotics. ZBiotics is the world's very first pre-alcohol probiotic drink. And using ZBiotics is like super easy. Grab a ZBiotics, give it a good shake, drink it down before you start drinking alcohol. And that's when the magic starts to happen. When you drink, a toxic byproduct of alcohol builds up in the gut. ZBiotics produces an enzyme that gives that byproduct a 1-2 punch. It breaks that byproduct down. While ZBiotics does all of its super scientific stuff in your gut, all you need to do is drink responsibly, stay hydrated, get a good night's sleep, and the next day will be considerably more enjoyable had you not had ZBiotics before you began drinking. If you plan on going out New Year's Eve and having some pours to ring in 2024s, maybe try ZBiotics beforehand to see how you wake up in the new year. If it sounds too good to be true, know that ZBiotics carries a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Head on over to zbiotics.com/ADHD or scan the QR code on the screen right now. Use code ADHD at checkout and you'll save 15% off your first box. Thank you so much, ZBiotics, for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to the Advent calendar. When I lived in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, they really took care of their roads nicely in the winter. Plowing, salting, scraping, keeping them as clean as they could, even though we just got hammered with snow every single day. Here in Colorado, not so much. They really don't care. They wait until there's about 5 rollover accidents and they're like, ugh, should probably do something about it. And you know what they do about it? They sprinkle gravel all over the roads. Not sand, gravel. So after the snow and the slush goes away, what's left on the road is big chunks of rocks. So every single car that's driving over these rocks are kicking them up into the car behind them. So now Ford Maverick, rock chip in the windshield. Toyota Camry, rock chip in the windshield. I would imagine that everybody out there driving has rock chips in their windshield now too, because they just literally drop mini friggin' windshield grenades on the road and then go buy a windshield repair company. I guarantee it, they're in bed together, rubbing each other's butts and front butts. Anyway, that's neither here nor there, except for the windshield repair could happen any minute. So if I get interrupted, that's what happened. Day number 14 looks to be the color of nice. It's a little bit darker than my shirt, you could say. It's like a solid gold. Go in for a nose. 6 to 8 year old bourbon. High rye content. Australian red licorice, you know, the good red licorice, Willy Wallaby or whatever his name is. And I'm getting that on here. Some oak to it, a little bit of barrel influence, some barrel char. It's like a barrel char crusted Australian red licorice, mate. Giving this whiskey a swell. A little bit of grape too, a little bit of like grape nerds. There may be some pink nerds in there as well. Grape nerds, pink nerds, Australian red licorice, very candy-like. And the candy is dandy. Smells so good. Windshield repairman, don't you interrupt my pour. Unless, of course, you were on my porch and you're knocking on my door. Day number 14, down the hatch. Lots of barrel char on here as well. Kind of reminds me of day 13 a little bit when we had the extra char-like substance that turned out to be, spoiler alert. Actually, just go watch 13. I'm not going to spoil it. This could possibly be Old Forester 1910. Also be some shenanigans. They could have blended something together. This kind of reminds me of like an MGP Old Forester blend. That's a random guess. I do like the sweet bourbon flavors coming out of there, the cherries and the vanillas. I do like the barrel influence, the charred oak. The finish is good, but falls off a little bit. I wish it had a little bit longer of a finish, and I wish it were a bit oilier. Do I enjoy day 14? Yeah, I do. Do I think it is great? No, I think it is very good to good, good to very good. What do I think a fair score is for this particular pour? I would say probably good. It's good. It's good. It's a 7.2. I was thinking of bordering it on good to very good, but just the lack of viscosity and the abrupt finish brings it back into the good category. There aren't a ton of nuances on this whiskey, which I believe to be a bourbon, by the way, and I think that is a fair score. Now let's find out what it is. Day 14. Solid black with gold around it. Today, we were drinking sha-la-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la-la, Bullet Bourbon Single Barrel Selection, 104 proof. And this says with question marks, 4 Roses? Well, if you've seen previous videos, I don't necessarily call out 4 Roses that well. I don't think it holds a candle to the 4 Roses single barrel that we tried earlier this month. I think that one smashes the mother crap out of this one. Pardon my language, sorry Santa. Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey that was hand selected. Last year I got samples of Bullet bourbon for a single barrel and I turned them down. I did not want one because they were all like, good. They were just good. None of them really stood out or like grabbed my attention in any sort of way that made me want to choose a single barrel of it. Therefore, I did not. This kind of like reminds me of those that I didn't choose because it's good, but it's not like different or peculiar or like wowing. It's just plain good. So that's gonna do it for today. In the comments below, do you know any inside information about where Bullet sources their bourbon from? There's always been rumors that it's 4 Roses or that 4 Roses contract distills for them or something, but we cannot be sure, can we? We can't be sure. Thank you so much for watching. Tune in tomorrow for day 15. My name is Matt. This is ADHD Whiskey, like I always say. Keep your head in the clouds, but your mind on your ears. And what I just heard was a truck door close in my driveway, which can only mean one thing. I'm about to go pay for a windshield to be repaired that'll probably get another rock chip tomorrow. Just waiting for a knock on my door. Maybe he comes down the chimney.